Well, hello there. I'm going to show you how to do my curvy diamond stitch. And the yarn I'm using is, I love this chunky yarn in the color Saturn's Rings. It's a bulky from Hobby Lobby, and it's 100% acrylic. That's pretty colors. Okay, so that's the yarn I'm using. And I'm using a loom. This is from the Doris round loom set. It's like Nifty Knitter or one of those sets. And this is the, I think it's the 30 peg loom. It's approximately a 5/8 inch gauge, although it's not exactly, but it's in a 3/4 inch loom set, and they go down smaller as you go down, and it's closer to 5/8 than 3/4. And this is the look I'm getting here. Here it is, see? There's diamonds and the wavy kind of pattern to it. Very easy stitch, no purls at all in it. It doesn't curl, as you can see here. It's just nice and flat. And the sides that I'm doing are just simple sides that I always do. You could slip them if you want. I don't slip when I'm doing non-purl stitches because the sides are nice and tight, and I like them much better than that slipped look. Only time I ever slip is if I'm having purls in the project, because purls give you the bumpy edge. Then you want to neaten it up often, unless you want to use the bumpy edge. And I just use the crochet chain cast on, which I'll link on the video. It's a project. This is not a project video, it's a stitch video. So I'm going to give you enough tips so that you'll be able to do a project, but it won't be a project. But I am linking the cast on and the cast off. Okay? This can be done in the round as well. It won't look exactly the same in the diamond shape. It'll be more of a square or rectangular shape. It's a 4-row pattern, but it's easy rows. Okay? And how to set up the loom. So you need odd pegs for this stitch. So it could be, I did 11, and this is the width I've got. Okay? So how I set it up is I marked the 2 end pegs, and then I marked, this one I didn't mark, and I marked the next peg, didn't mark, marked the next peg, didn't mark, marked the next, didn't mark, and then the 2 end pegs. Okay? Now, if my markings were going to be exactly the same stitches on the end pegs, then I use the same color, but this tells me I'm going to be using a different stitch. So that alerts me in case I'm forgetting. And I find it's easy to do all 4 rows so I know where I'm at. But you may have a way of marking it. Some people put an extra color there to tell them what row they're on or something. Okay, it's up to you what system you want to use. So I just came over and I did my end stitch, and I'm coming back now. And the loom hook. This loom hook I got from We Have a Handle on This. They're not making loom hooks anymore, but they said they might do it soon. And this one is a wood, and it's been painted. Okay, there are similar loom hooks to this on Etsy. So if you really want this kind of a loom hook that's more easier on your hands, that's where you can get them. Okay, so we'll just get started. I'm going to just check to make sure which direction I was going on this end peg. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing that. And I need, and there. So I had finished it. Okay, and then I'm coming back. So that's just how I'm doing the edges. Now, the 2 edges I have here, I'm doing an owl eye stitch. So I'm going to go over peg 1, over peg 2, come back to do my second one on peg 2. I have to show you how to do this one, so I'm just going to knit this one off. my second one. And then when I come to here, this is June Owl stitch. So if you've seen my June Owl video. So then I'm going to take this and wrap it over, come back over and wrap it over again. So the working yarn's gone around 2 times. Okay, and I'm going to take both the stitches and take them right over the top. And then I'm going to come over to do the owl eye. I'm going to go over it. I'm going to come over to do my second stitch and go right into the next stitch, which is the juniper stitch. So all I've done is I've gone here, but instead of knitting it off, I've come over and done my double one. This is just a faster way of doing it. And it tells me where I am if I have to put it down. I know I've done the double one. Okay, so I come over, do my first one of the owl eye, second one of the owl eye, but come over and do the juniper stitch. So this is June Owl stitch. If you want to do them separately, then you come over the first stitch, come over and knit off the second stitch, and then you can do the wrapping. It really doesn't matter. They both work just the same. And then when I get to here, I do the owl eye edge. I go over, come back over, and just knit it off here. And come back here, knit off these two. That's how I do the edge. Second stitch in the edge. Okay, and then this one will be the first juniper. So this is row 2. Knit it off. Come back, do the first one in the owl eye, second one in the owl eye, wrap the juniper. Knit it off. Come back over, do the first one into the juniper, knit it off. So the first row and the second row are the same. Just June Owl stitch. And then we do the owl eye on the corner just like this. Come back over peg 1 and 2, knit them off. Peg 2 now becomes peg 1, go over it, knit it off. And now we are going to do row 3, and row 3 is alternating the stitches. So now this one is going to be owl eye, this one's going to be the juniper. This one's going to be owl eye, this one's going to be the juniper. Okay. Did I tell you right? Well, this first one here is going to be owl eye, so yeah, the marked ones are going to be juniper. That's how we're alternating it. So I've done the second stitch here already, so when I've done that, I'll have to do the first stitch of owl eye, the second stitch of owl eye, and then do the juniper stitch. So this is row 3. Okay, come over, do the owl eye, and into the juniper stitch, and knit it off. Now, I'm just taking it for granted most of you have done owl eye. So owl eye is over in a U-wrap. Then you're going to go behind it in the direction, this direction, and come back over it and do your second stitch. Okay, and then I'm just going to do this to do the juniper stitch. So we're just doing June Owl stitch again. And this is all owl eye, so I'm going to wrap it owl eye all the way to the end. If you don't think I gave a good enough demonstration of owl eye, I have tons of owl eye videos you can watch. And then I come back, and I'm always keeping this edge nice and loose. That's part of what keeps it from not curling, because it's the same tension as the stitch inside if you keep it loose. Okay, so this is nice and loose. Okay, so I'm going to come back, and row 4 is the same as row 3. It's the alternating of the June owl stitch. So it's all June owl stitch. It's just 2 rows going one way, 2 rows alternating, and then you begin again. Okay, so we do this one an owl eye, come over and wrap the juniper stitch. I have a harder time when I'm going this direction for some reason. But that's all you do, is you alternate them. And then owl eye all the way to the end. Come back over. And this time, I'm just going to do the one stitch here. This one is now going to be juniper stitch again, because now we're back to row 1. So I'm just going to come over and wrap it. And this is how I usually leave the work. I do row 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I start row 1 and I leave it on the juniper stitch so I can tell what I'm doing. It's always left on the same stitch, but you can figure out your own way. And as you see, it's quite a bit longer because I did 4 rows. And this is the look you get. Get that out of the road. It's actually quite a nice look. If you used a thinner yarn, you'd get a much more lacy look of this. And pull it out a bit so you can see what it might look like, more lacy. And your other side just looks like this. So if you're doing a scarf or a hat or anything like that, you have a nice soft back against your head. And for a scarf, your other side looks good too. So this just looks good either way. Here it's more textured, but here you also have the diamond pattern too. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, bye.